So, how do you go about getting someone like Richard Burton to appear in this musical work?
I think it was just good fortune, coming back to that term, the rub of the green. Uh, we had a very small list of the only non singing role that the War of the Worlds needed. It was the role of a journalist who had survived this Martian invasion some 6 years earlier. And we wanted somebody whose voice, the second you heard it, just sort of would take you into our world of the War of the Worlds. And we had two or three names, but Richards was at the top of it because he was just known for having this one-off type of voice, amazing voice. And it's, okay, great. So now we know who we want, who was our first choice. Now, how do you even get to somebody like that? And then you just wait for, the rejection. All the things you're expecting, in this case, just didn't happen. But it was by good fortune. We were having dinner one evening with some friends who had just come back from New York. They'd been on holiday, and they mentioned, "Oh, we just seen this show called Equus. It's a great show, and it starred Richard Burton, and he was brilliant in it, and it was still running." And I thought, oh gosh, well now I might actually be able to find out where I can locate him, and I did, which was the theater. But instead of trying to go through uh, an agent or a manager, which I would have been able to find out who it was, I wrote to Richard, introducing myself as a composer, arranger, producer. Uh, I sent a copy of the first draft of the script that Doreen had by that point finished, and I told him that I was trying to create a musical interpretation of H.G. Wells's The War of the Worlds, and wondered whether he'd consider playing the role of the journalist. I didn't send it, as I said, to a manager or an agent. I sent it to the stage door of the theater,
Right.
hoping that the person in charge would actually hand him my little care package, uh, and, you know, wait for that rejection. Thank you, but no thank you. Well, it couldn't have been more than 3, 4 days after the package arrived. There's no email, nothing like that at that time. Uh, and it was a man named Robert Lance, who was his manager, his personal manager, based in New York. And Robert got on the phone to me and called me, and it just happened that my dad and Doreen were over for dinner. We were inevitably talking about the War of the Worlds, and I get this call. It's Robert Lance, and he says, Jeff, thank you for sending Richard your letter and the script to the War of the Worlds. He loves it. Count him in, dear boy.
Oh
I think it
wow.
was the dear boy that really got me going when he said that. uh, but I was stunned, and I just sort of handed, like a little boy, the phone to my dad, and they struck a deal over the phone in 10, 15 minutes,
Wow.
and that was it. And suddenly we had Richard on board to play the journalist.